Hello, my name is Liam, and this is my story. It is a story about love, money, and a very dark obsession. I had a good life. I had a wife named Clara. She was the kindest person I knew. Her heart was full of love, and her smile was full of light. We did not have a lot of money. I had a simple job at a small company. We lived in a small apartment, but we were happy, very happy. Our love was our biggest treasure. We had everything we needed. My father was a very different man. He was rich and very powerful. He owned a huge company. He lived in a giant mansion. He had everything money could buy, but he was not a happy man. He was cold and controlling. When I first introduced Clara to him, he did not like her. He said she was not good enough for me. He said, "She comes from a poor family. She has no ambition." He wanted me to marry a woman from a rich family. But I did not listen to him. I loved Clara. I married her. My father was angry. He did not come to our wedding. For a few years we did not see him much. Then my mother passed away. My father was alone in his big, empty house. He was very lonely. He started to visit us. At first I was happy. I thought maybe he wanted to fix our relationship. I thought maybe he wanted to know his son again. I was wrong. He did not want me. He wanted my wife. My father lost his wife. Now he wanted to take mine. His behavior started to change. It was slow at first. He started to be very nice to Clara. He praised her cooking. He listened to her stories. He looked at her in a strange way. A way a father should not look at his son's wife. He started to bring gifts for her, not small gifts. He brought expensive gifts. One day he gave her a diamond necklace. It was worth more than my yearly salary. Clara felt uncomfortable. She said, "This is too much. I cannot accept this." My father smiled. He said, "Nonsense. You are family. You deserve beautiful things." He was trying to show her a life I could not give her. He wanted to make me look small. He wanted to make me look like a failure in front of my own wife. The gifts continued. He bought her a new car. He paid for a fancy vacation for her and her friends. I was not invited. He was trying to buy her affection. He was trying to create a distance between us. He offered her a job at his company, a very high position with a big salary. He said, "Liam is not ambitious enough, but you, Clara, you are smart. You can do great things." Clara refused the job. She said, "My life is with Liam. I am happy with our life." I was so proud of her. But my father was not happy. His obsession grew stronger. His attempts became more direct. He was trying to steal my wife, and he was using his money as his weapon. The tension in our family grew. Every visit from my father was stressful. He ignored me. He only talked to Clara. He touched her hand for too long. He gave her compliments that were not appropriate. I told him to stop. I said, "She is my wife, Dad." He just laughed. He said, "I'm just being a good father-in-law," but I knew it was a lie. One day he called me. He said he wanted to see me in his office. Alone, I went to his office. It was on the top floor of a huge skyscraper. He was sitting behind a giant desk. He looked at me with his cold eyes. He did not offer me a seat. He started to talk about the company. He talked about his money. He talked about his power. Then he looked at me. He said, "I am getting old, Liam. I need someone to take over the company. It could be you. You could have all of this." I was confused. I said, "What are you talking about? You always said I was a disappointment." He smiled a cruel smile. He said, "I am ready to forgive your mistakes. I am ready to give you everything. My company, my houses, my money, everything. My father offered me $1 billion to sell him my wife." My heart went cold. I asked, "What is the catch? What do you want from me?" He leaned forward. His voice was a low whisper. He said the most terrible words I have ever heard. He said, "I want you to give me Clara. Divorce her, leave this city, disappear. In return, you will be the richest man you know." I could not speak. I felt sick. My own father was trying to buy my wife. He saw her as a prize, an object he could own. He did not see her as a person. He did not see me as a son. We were just pieces in his sick game. I stood up. I looked at him with all the disgust I felt. I said, "You are a monster." I walked out of his office. I did not look back. I went straight home to Clara. I told her everything. Her face was full of shock and horror. She started to cry, not because she was tempted, but because she was disgusted. She held my hand. She said, "Liam, your father is a sick man. His money is poison. I would not trade our life for all the gold in the world." In that moment, I loved her more than ever. We were a team, and we were strong. The next day, we went to my father's house together. We walked into his giant living room. He was surprised to see us. He thought I came back to accept his offer. I stood in front of him. Clara was by my side. I said, "We came to give you our answer." I took off the expensive watch he gave me for my birthday. I put it on the table. I said, "No, we don't want your money. We don't want your company. We don't want your corrupt world." Clara looked at him. Her voice was strong. She said, "But you did not lose a wife. You lost a son. You will be alone with your money, and you will have nothing." We turned around and walked out of that house forever. We went back to our small apartment. We packed our things. We decided to leave the city, to start a new life somewhere else, a life far away from my father and his toxic wealth. We sold everything we owned. We left with 2 small bags and each other. It was not easy, but it was the right decision. We found a small town by the sea. I got a job as a teacher. Clara opened a small flower shop. We have a simple life, but it is an honest life. It is a life full of love, and that is a treasure no amount of money can ever buy.